What's going on, guys? We happen to find another Poulan Pro 42cc. It's got the 18-inch bar on it. No clue if it runs. The guy I got it from was pretty close by. Seen it on Marketplace. Had it listed on there for parts and started, messaging back and forth. And kept getting mixed stories from him on if it ran or not. One minute it didn't run, selling it for parts. And sent me a message saying they could get it to start, but then it would die out. And then I went over to tell him, alright, I'll take it, went over to get it, and he kept messaging me and kept saying it's, just so you know, it's for parts only, it's for parts, it don't run, just want to make sure you know it's for parts. Which, no big deal. I bought it for parts. Which I told him, it didn't matter if it ran or not. I was just buying it for parts because we got it for next to nothing. So we'll take a look at it. It definitely turns over. It's got good compression. But dude didn't even want to discuss the saw when I got there. All he wanted was his money. So quick exchange, cash for a saw, and off I went. So the brake and everything seems to work. So I don't know. Haven't looked at it yet. The only thing I know is it turns over. It's got compression. The chain's off the bar. It's a pretty long chain. Unless that bar's got some serious adjusting it can do. And it's out there. So we'll take a look at it. I'll get all this apart and I'll get the cover off of it. Take the side off. Get the chain off. The bar looks alright. It's straight. Got to get everything apart. We'll take a look at it and see what we got. Main thing we're getting this off, and we'll see if it even has any spark. Check the fuel lines. So it could have been a carburetor issue, or I don't even know if it has carburetor on it. It's hard to tell. It could be missing something under the cover. So we get all this off, and we'll pick it back up. It appears to be all there. Carburetor's on it. Anyway, that's a plus. The air filter cap. It's definitely had some usage. Here's a filter. You can see where it's all caked. So, I mean, it's definitely been used. So it's hard to tell what we got going on with it. You never know. It might run. This definitely turns over good. I guess we could check and let's see what we got here. See if we're getting any get you where you can see. No, I can't even see. Let's see if it has excuse me. See if we can get some spark out of it here. That hell, I just had it. But it's hard to tell. I mean, these are, do they consider them household saws? These are, it's not like you're taking it out and logging with them or something. These are just basically for around the house. Small diameter stuff. It smells like gas. Plug needs cleaned up. Got a Husqvarna plug in it. They're routine. Just routine stuff for household. You're not taking these out to the wilderness and cutting up massive logs with them or anything. Alright, let's see if we get some spark. That's why I like working on them. They're pretty easy to work on. Parts are pretty common for them. Oh yeah, this thing's got good spark. You guys can see that or not. This thing, just on this light, this thing's sparking really well. So I guess that could be maybe they was having a carb issue. Who knows? Kill that light and see if you guys can see that spark. Oh yeah. We're definitely getting spark, so that's definitely not a problem there. So it could be maybe carb or fuel lines. and it doesn't have any fuel in it. Doesn't have no bar oil in it. So at least we got compression and spark, so that's a good start. Get that out in a minute. So take a little looky look and see what we have for fuel lines. Yeah, the primer ball still has fuel in it. I can see the stone. Maybe we're getting lucky and it's just got a bad fuel line. That's what they was saying when they messaged me. Said first it wouldn't run, then it was get it to start and it die. Start, die, start, die. Well, main fuel line's hooked up. My guess is the primer's hooked up since it's got fuel in it. Or not hooked up, but cracked anyway. We should be good there. I will check the stone, or the fuel filter, whatever you want to call it. Make sure there's not an issue there. Make sure we're not struggling up here. Alright. Let's take her off and see what we've got here. These are, I don't know, pretty decent saws, I guess. I know the other Poulans were pretty easy to work on. This Poulan Pro, that last video we done, I believe this is the same model as that other Poulan Pro. A couple years difference in them, but still, you know, same model. It's like 3 years difference in ammo. Oh, no, this one's got 4. So the cover's a little different, I think. I'd look at the other one. I thought the other one only had 3 screws on it. Maybe it did have 4. I'll have to double check. Still in there? Yep, she's still in there a little bit. But, they still sell. I was at, I had to stop and get dog food. I was at Tractor Supply, and they still carry these Poulan Pros. Of course, it's an updated version. They're black and yellow, but this one's got a lot of yellow. It's the other ones, they're a little different. It's they're mainly black with a little bit of yellow trim. 179 plus tax. Looks like the fuel line, all that wetness is just from when I brought it home. It had snow on it and brought it down here, and it's starting to melt off. Yeah, everything's looking good. I'll check these fuel lines out real quick. I don't want to drag it out any longer than I have to for you guys, and as soon as I come across something, I'll let you know. Alright, so far, 2 problems. Here's your fuel line. Your fuel line's hooked up. I haven't checked the filter yet to see if it's any good. Here's your primer line, which is usually comes down through into the case, and it's real short. This one's real long, which isn't technically an issue. At least you know it's down into the fuel. But watch your line, unless I ran all the fuel out. But so this is the primer line here. It's dumping gas back, you know, into the tank. So I don't know if they have it. We'll have to look up top, see if they possibly have something hooked up wrong, or if it's just dumping excess fuel back into the tank. And so that could be a problem there also. That, and we found, which I'm sure probably doesn't really affect much, but we'll address it since we're working on it. If I can get you guys in there. But here's your on and off switch. Everything's just unhooked. But here's your wire. Well, one of your wires for your on and off switch is smashed is underneath the case. You can see where it's smashed here, and this spot here actually has bare wire showing. But when I took the cover off, everything around it was plastic, so it doesn't appear like it was grounding out against anything metal, you know, to keep it from running. But we'll fix that too, so we'll take care of that, which it shouldn't need much because it's set clear up in here. So I mean, it looked like it was probably against this rubber boot right here, so I don't think it was grounding out on anything, so it won't take much to fix that. So definitely going to take a better look at the fuel lines and see what we got going on routing wise, and make sure they're hooked up right. This one, I don't think it has. Maybe it does, I can't tell. I don't think it has the inner sleeve like the other ones. Maybe it does, I can't tell for sure, but I'll check that filter out, make sure it's still good, and take a look up top, see what we got. Alright guys, here we go. This will be our first time to trying to start it since we got it. And like I was saying, I was getting mixed stories from them, if it ran or not, so we'll see if we can get her to prime up. Yeah, she's trying. There it goes. It's sucking a lot of air. Alright, screw it. We'll give it a shot and see what we get. Looks like she's trying. There, it's pumping now. There we go. Yeah, she tried. At least we know it runs. Well, kind of runs. Not one to idle. But at least it runs. I don't know what problem they're having because we really haven't done much of this saw. Alright, so you should start back up. Could just be the idle needs turned up a little bit. Not one to idle it, man. She runs. And yeah, I can't beat that for what I paid for it. Alright, let's see. See if I can find a screwdriver here real quick and we'll play with the idle on it. See if we can get it to where it'll idle out some. Alright, give it a little bit of a turn. Let's see if that helps. Sometimes it's hard to tell what they done to it, you know. Could have done something, might not have. Never know. Yeah. Come on. Oh, now she ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, whew. Can't find that sweet spot. It almost acts like it needs a carb kit. It's trying. It's definitely trying. I'll give it that. Leaking? It's just stuff melting, I think. Yeah, bar oil. I didn't have any regular bar oils. Had to put some just heavyweight engine oil in it, just so we'd at least have something in it. But Acts like it's, to me, like the carb's having some issues. Man, she runs good. We picked it up dirt cheap as a part saw. So, you know, I ain't complaining about that. It's definitely got a good motor. It's the Poulan Pro PP4218A 42cc 18-inch bar. I was having my doubts with that chain. It had a the chain was kicked off and wrapped up underneath here. Got it straightened out. I had one of the teeth on it was a little tough. Yeah, when you go to bend it, kept wanting to kink up as soon as it hit the nose. But ran it around, you know, got the tension on it, ran it around a few times, ran it around, and it smoothed out. But I was afraid it would end up kicking off like it did then. But I guess it's maybe a carb kit. But this one, since it runs, we've done some looking around online as some way to perk these Poulan Pros up. And so we're going to try to go today and get the pieces I need. Apparently they starve. The way the design is for the air filter on these, it causes them to starve for air, because when the cover's on, it has three inlets right here, and it just brings the air only. It gets really travel up close, and the filter clogs up, then it's starving to pull air. So found a couple ideas online on how to take care of that and the cover that goes on, and we are going to try to figure out how to do a muffler mod on this. And there's so much glare I can't see nothing. Try to figure out how to do a muffler mod on these, because on the inside it's just like chambered like crazy, so it restricts the flow like really bad. And so we're going to try to figure out how to do an easy muffler mod on this that about anybody can do from home in their garage without having to, you know, break out the welder and all that stuff. So we'll see how well that goes. But it's a kind of a win, I guess. She runs, and we got it for next to nothing because the people were having issues with it, so I'll consider it a win. It does run, just needs tweaked a little bit. It'll be a good saw. The blade done alright on that old, that's it, 2x4 is like rock hard, man. It done alright on it. I guess it definitely needs sharpened up, but I'll find the stuff I need to try to do some mod on. This one we're thinking about stripping it down, all the stickers and everything, and painting the plastics a different color, putting a different logo over here on this side, just some, you know, saw to play around with. And this be, you know, once we get it running right, it'll be at some point, you know, given away. But this one is, I think this one was from 2000. What did that sticker say? No, I don't even see it now. No, 2016. It's not as old as I thought. So the other Poulan Pro must be a 2013. This one's a 2016. I know in the 3-year difference, the linkage on the carb here is definitely different. Other than that, they pretty much look identical. It's just little oddball stuff that's different on them. But so I'll see what I can do. I got to go to hardware store today anyway, so I'll see what I'll scrummage around in the hardware store and see what I can find with some ideas on how to tweak that muffler a little bit without making it too hard for anybody to just do. I'm trying to figure out a way to do it to make it just pretty much easy for anybody. Alright guys, thanks for watching. When I get some stuff figured out, we'll try to do a muffler mod and stuff on it. So far it's been a pretty good saw. I'll probably end up having to pick up a gasket kit for that car. It's probably got a bad diaphragm or something in it, but she's a runner. Alright, thanks for watching. I almost forgot. I'm going to show you guys the difference in these throttles. I mentioned it when we was out there working on it. This is the one that we picked up that came with the case and all that stuff that has a 20-inch bar on it. I haven't swapped it out yet. You can see, if I get out of light, you can see how the linkage set up. This activates the top part of the carb. It's like when you pull the throttle, it comes up and hits it. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of these cable setups. This one I think is the 2013 version, and the thing I like about this one is it's so smooth on the pull compared to this one. This is the one we just done the video of. Same thing, 3 years. This one's a 2016, and if I can get a, and you can see there's a whole bunch of slop, and then it has to come way up before it engages. So this one has got a lot of play and stuff in the cable, which is fine, whatever. I mean, it's running. I'm not complaining because it does run. And we got it next to nothing, so I'm definitely not complaining there. I'm glad it runs. I'd rather have it running instead of using it for parts. But other than that, everything is really the same. I mean, all the way down to the air filter caps, the filters, the mufflers. I mean, everything. It's the only thing I can find that's really different is the throttle setups on them. So, other than that, they're pretty much the same. A couple little different decals. This is the first one we worked on, the first Poulan Pro. This is the one we just had outside, so I mean, you can see the decals are a little different, but it's, you know, same cover, same everything, and so we'll see what we can do about doing some mods on these, doing some research. So it'll help them breathe. As you can see, like I mentioned, these things, they starve for air because it's the only air inlet on these, and you can see how nasty that filter is. That's after cleaning it up. Well, compared to this one, this is the one that had light usage that we bought, and so the only air for it to go in is these 3 little spots, and so we're going to take care of that, and we'll see what we can do for the muffler. And there's on the covers, there's a way you can open them up also, so we'll look into that. I'll try to figure that out before cutting one to pieces. But so we'll do some tweaking on it, see if we can figure something out, and I'll do some digging around and see how much a carb kit is for it, to see if that helps with a carb versus a new carb kit. So if it's only like a $10 difference, we'll just get a whole new carb kit for it, and go from there. It's just, it seems like it's running good, just doesn't want, no matter what I tried, I couldn't get it to idle. I had to crank the idle way all the way in, and you know, I wrapped it a couple times, and it started idling real high. You try to adjust it down, and once you got it down, it just it's starving for fuel. So my guess is something on the inside of the carb, it just needs cleaned, a gasket kit or whatever have you. But we'll pick it up from there, and so we'll get the carb figured out, and see what we can do with the muffler and the intake on it, see if we can make a big difference. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Had a couple new subscribers, that's awesome. Definitely appreciate that. And alright man, thanks for watching, and I'll get my butt to the hardware store and see what I can find out.